Is he the real world Tony Stark, dragging humanity towards the stars? Or is he a chaotic narcissist burning billions in a desperate plea for validation? The internet wants you to pick a side. The algorithm demands you love him or hate him. But if you are doing that, you have already fallen into his trap. Elon Musk is not just an engineer, he is the greatest psychological operator of the modern era. He doesn't just build rockets, he constructs alternate realities and forces the stock market, the media, and of course you to live inside of them. Today, we aren't looking at his balance sheet, we are cracking open his skull. We're going to deconstruct the dark psychology, the weaponized math rhythm, and the dopamine loops he uses to keep the world addicted to his next move. Welcome to the mind of the machine, the architect of delusion. In psychology, there is a concept called the reality distortion field. It was famously used to describe Steve Jobs, his ability to convince anyone that the impossible was imminent. Elon Musk didn't just adopt this, he weaponized it into financial strategy. Musk famously misses almost every timeline he sets. But here is the psychological trick. By setting an impossible deadline, he anchors the world's expectations to his framework. This is anchoring bias on a global scale. Even when he fails by 50%, he has achieved more than a competitor setting a realistic goal. He forces his engineers into a state of crisis mode, a perpetual fight or flight response that accelerates innovation through sheer panic. He calls his method first principles thinking, boiling things down to fundamental truths. But psychotherapists might call it something else, a refusal to accept shared reality. It is a highly functional form of narcissism that says the rules of physics apply to me, but the rules of conventional business do not. He doesn't need to deliver the future today. He just needs you to believe that only he can eventually deliver it. He isn't selling cars, he is selling salvation from mediocrity. The cult of martyrdom. Why does the richest man in the world need you to know he sleeps under a desk? This is performance art. And in evolutionary psychology, this is called costly signaling theory. To prove his commitment is genuine, an organism must engage in behavior that is expensive or damaging to itself. A peacock grows a heavy tail that makes it harder to fly to prove its genetic fitness. Elon Musk destroys his own sleep and health to prove his dedication to the mission. By publicizing his suffering, he achieves two things. First, he buys moral immunity. When he treats employees poorly, cuts corners, or demands insane hours, he points to his own suffering as justification. I'm bleeding more than you, so do not complain. Second, it activates the savior schema in his followers. He positions himself as the lone barrier between humanity and extinction. If he stops working, civilization collapses. He turns capitalism into a crusade. And in a crusade, suffering isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's how you prove your loyalty. The Skinner box. But his most potent weapon isn't a rocket, it's the notification on your phone. Elon Musk bought Twitter not for free speech, but because he was addicted to its mechanisms and he wanted to own the casino. He understands the most powerful force in behavioral psychology, intermittent reinforcement. If you know exactly when a reward is coming, you get bored. But if the reward is unpredictable, you become obsessed. Musk is the unpredictable reward. Will today bring genius engineer Elon, or meme lord Elon, or vengeful billionaire Elon? You don't know. The media doesn't know. The stock market neither does know. He uses chaos to keep the world's attention fixed on him. In the attention economy, predictability is death. Chaos is currency. He forces us all into his Skinner box, pressing the lever, waiting to see what the mad king will do next. By keeping everyone off balance, he ensures that no narrative can solidify against him. He can change the news cycle with a single emoji. That isn't engineering. That is a psychological warfare. Conclusion: the terror beneath the max. When you strip away the memes, the billions, and the bravado, what is left driving this machine? Psychology offers one final, darker theory: terror management. The driving force behind grand, civilization altering projects like colonizing Mars or solving artificial intelligence is often a profound subconscious fear of death, a need to build something so monolithic that it denies your own mortality. Elon Musk is trying to engineer his way out of extinction for humanity, yes, but perhaps primarily for himself. He is a man running on a treadmill set to maximum speed, terrified that if he stops, the void catches up. And he has convinced the world to run right alongside him.